So good morning everybody. It's Oliduke Anjola Olua. So remember I told you that we should write the prime numbers from 1 to 100 so that it will be easier for us to be able to tell the difference when we are doing prime factors. So now, what are prime factors? Prime factors are factors of another number that are prime numbers. Now, prime numbers, or you can say prime numbers that are factors of another numbers. So we'll start with example for today. We're talking about prime factors. So example 1, express the following as a product of their prime factors. Express the following as a product of their prime factors. So the first example is 24. The second example is 128. And the third example is 3624. Let me see. No. Okay. 880. So let's start from 24. So I told you we have two methods to this thing. The first method is simplifying it. 24 is what? 2 times 12 or 3 times 8, right? So let's say 3 times 8. Now 3 times 8. You put a bracket. Now, 8 is 2 times 4, right? So that's 3 times 2 times 4. We're simplifying it to become lower. I know 4 here is 2 times 2. So that's 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. Do you understand? Now, another method that we have is what I'll use for this 1 to 8 here. So let me draw a line. So we have solution 1 to 8. You do like you draw a table. So 2 in 128 is 2 in 12, 6, 2 in 8, 4, 2 in 6, 3, 2 in 4, 2. That's 32. 2 in 3, 1, 2 in 2, 2 in carry 1, 2 in 12, that's 6. So 2 divided by 16 is 8. 2 divided by 8 is 4. 2 divided by 4, 2. 2 divided by 2, 1. So that means this one is what? 2 times 2 times 2 times another 2 times 2 times so do you understand? So now, using this example, I'll teach you something. We have what we call index form. Index form. Index means power. It also means power. They say 2 raised to power 2, 3 raised to power 2. So index means power. So if I want to write this in index form, I'll write, now what's the common number here? 2, right? I'll say 2. Now I'll count the number of 2 that we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 2 raised to power 7. So now putting it here is index form. Raised to anything raised to power anything is in what? Index form. So let's go to the next one. We have 880, right? So I'll allow you to pen this down first. So this if you don't understand, tell me. I will do it again in the next class. So the next thing that we have here is 880. 2 in 880, 2 in 8, 4, 2 in 8, 4, 2 in 0, 0. Okay? 2 in 4, 2, 2 in 4, 2, 2 in 0, 0. 2 in 2 is what? 1. 2 divided by 2 again is 1. 2 divided by 0 divided by 2 is 0. So 2 divided by 11 is 5. Remainder 1. Then 10 divided by 2 is what? 5. So we have 55. So which common number can divide 55? 5. 3 cannot. You try 3. 3 cannot divide 55. That's why I say you have the prime numbers from 1 to 100. You highlight it down. So you go to the next prime number. Now that's 3. 3 cannot divide 55. So you go to the next one, which is 5. So 5 can divide 55. So that's what? 11. And 11 is a prime number. So 11, that's 1. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 11. So if I want to write this in index form, I'll say 2 raised to power 4 times 5 times 11. Do we understand? So now that's all on prime factors and writing in index form. So let me give another example. So example 2. Write the following in index form. So number 1 is 7 times 7 times 7. Number 2 is 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. 3 is what? 2 times 2 times 6 times 6 times 4. So now we want to write the following in index form. So now I've told you, you pick the common number. So the common number is what? 7. So how many sevens do we have? 1, 2, 3. That's 7 raised to power 3. So you pick the common number here. 1, 2, 3. So 3 is the common number. So that you count how many threes? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 raised to power 4. So now the common number here is 2 here. So how many twos do we have? 1, 2. You say 2 raised to power 2. Times, because we still have other set of numbers. So the next one is what? 6. Okay, 6. How many 6 do we have? 1, 2. Write it. The next one is what? 4. 1, 2. How many do we have? We have 2. So this is it in index form. That's all on index form. So now, we're talking about prime factors and factors and multiple. So we have, for now, we're going to do factors. So I've done factors. Now we are doing what we call common factors. Common factors. Common factors. So when I say common factors, when you say something is common, that is the what is common between me and you. What is common between me and you, that what do I have and he also has. Do you get? What do I have and I also that you also have now? Now what's common between me and you? We both have brain and we both have zeal for what? Mathematics. So that's how it is. That's what is common between both of us. So now we're looking at common factors. So now example 3. Find the common factors of the following. So number 1 is 10 and 14. Number 2 is 21 and 28. Number 3 is what? 30 and 36. So solution. So the first thing is 10 and 14. So you should find the common factors. And 10 is what? 2 times 5. 14 is what? 2 times 7. I know everybody here, you'll be wondering, I know everybody here will know the multiplication times table. So if you don't know it, I want you to make it a point of duty to memorize the multiplication timetable 1 to 12 from 2 to 30 if possible, 2 to 20 if possible, because it's going to be very applicable when you are doing this. So now, if you look at it, so what's common between these two? Is 2. So the common factor, you say therefore, common factor of 10 and 14 is 2. Let's go to the next one. We have 21 and we have 28. And 21 is what? 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is what? 21. 28 is what? 4 times 7. So now, tell me what's common. 7. 7 is common. So therefore, common factor is what? Common factor of 21 and 28 is 7. I know you'll be saying that, this one is simple, this one is simple, but we have to touch it. So let's go to the last one. We have 30 and 36. 30 is what? 6 times 5, or you say 5 times 6. 36 is what? 6 times 6. So what's common? 6 is common. 6 is the common factor. The common factor is what? 6. So do we understand that? Yeah. So we are going to another example. Example 4. So we're writing the common factors of 14, 24, and 38. 27, 36, and 39. Then 50, 60, and 75. Okay, so 14, 24, 14, 24, and 38. Okay, let's start now. So 14 is what? 2 times 7. 24 is what? 2 times 12. 38 is what? 2 times 19. So the common factor here is what? 2. Common factor is what? So now, if you be wondering how did I get the 19? So let me do it for you now. 38 divided by 2. 38 divided by 2. 2 in 3, 1. Remainder 1. 2 in 18, 9. So that's how I got my 19. So now we have 27. 27. 3 times 9 is 27, right? 3 times 9 is 27. So 36. 4 times 9 is 36. Then 39 is 3 times 13. So now how did I get it? 39. You know I told you that 39, if you add the number together and you say that it's divisible by 3, now that's a divisibility rule. Divisibility rule, now let's start from 2. If a number ends with an even number, it shows that it is divisible by what? 2. Now, divisibility rule of 3. Let's say you have two numbers, for example, 12. If you add the digits, that's 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 is what? 3. You see that 3 is divided by 3. So you know that this can be divisible by 3. So we have 39 now. You know 3 plus 9 is what? 12. And you can divide 12 by 3, which will give you 4. That means 3 can be divided by 3. That means 3 is a what? Factor of 39. Do we understand? So now 39 divided by 3. 3 in 3 is what? 1. And 3 in 9 is what? 3. So that's 13. So that's how we have our 3 times 13. I know you'll be confused that there's no common factor, right? But if we simplify this 9 here, you say 3 times, I know 9 is what? 3 times 3, right? So we write 3 times 3. Here too, we have another 9. We have 4 times 3 times 3. Do you understand again? and we have 3 times 13. So my dear, what's the common factor in this thing? You see that there's a 3 in each and every one. So the common factor is what? 3. The common factor so I hope you understand that. So now let's go to the next one. Now this next one has big numbers. So we have 15, 60, and 75. And 15 is what? 3 times 5. 60 is what? You know 60 is 3 times 20, right? 75 is 3 times 25. Do you understand that? So you'll be wondering how I got this. Now, you see that 3 is common. Just the first thing you think about is that you write 3 starts here, 3 starts here. Now add everything together. 7 plus 5 is what? 12. You know that it can be divisible by 3. This one ends with an odd number. So you know that 2 cannot divide it. So you go to 3 next. And 7 plus 5 is 12. That means it can be divisible by 3. And if you divide it, you get what? 25. So let's simplify again. This one will stop here. So 3 times, you know 20 is what? 4 times 5. 4 times 5. Here, 3 times. And you know 25 is what? 5 times 5. So you see that we have now what's common? 3 is common, 3 is common here, 3 is common here. Again, 5 is common here, 5 is common here, and 5 is common here. So that means our common factor is, now let me tell you what you do now. Our common factor is 3, 5. Now, what is 3 times 5? 15. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 5, 15. And 15. So those are the common factors. Do you understand? The common factor is 3, 5, and 15. So I hope you understand that. So I tackled so that in case you find another scenario like this, you will be able to do 3, 5, and 15. You know the ones that I'm doing, you've only been having one common factor. So now we're going to highest common factor. That's HCF, highest common factor. So now it's just the same thing, but here we are picking the highest. No, you know we have done common factors, but it's just that in this scenario we are picking the highest common factor of that number. For example, now we have 60 and 75. So if you see something like HCF in maths, it means highest common factor. Highest common factor. So now we have 60 and 75. What's the highest common factor of this? So now you simplify it. 60, 75. You draw a table. Now, in HCF, you are looking for a number that can go in 60 and can also go in 75. And what do you think that number is? Because this here ends with 0 and 5. And 5, the divisibility rule of 5 is that any number that ends with 0 or 5 can be divisible of 5. So you should know that the first number that you divide it, that you will think that the first number you divide here is by 5. No, you start small. Do you understand me? Now we start with 3. You know 3 can divide 60, 3 can divide 75. So let's start. 60 divided by 3 is what? 2 and 0. Now 3 is 7, 2, remainder 1. 3 15 is 5. So now, what can divide 20 and 25? I'm looking for a number that can divide both numbers, and that's what? 5. 5 in 20, 4. 5 in 25, 5. So we stop here. This is where you stop. You can't move forward from here because there's nothing that can divide both 4 and 5 together. Do you understand that? So now the highest common factor is 3 times 5, and 2 times 5 is what? 15. So the HCF of 60 and 75 is what? 15. We go to another example, and that will be the last example for this class. So the highest common factor of 28 and 42. So you start. What can divide both one? 2. This one ends with an even number, and this also ends with an even number. So you start from 2. So 2 in 28, 14. 2 in 42. 2 in 4 is what? 2. 2 in 2 is what? Is 1. So again, 2 in 14 is what? 2 cannot divide 14. You see, I made a mistake. 2 can divide 14. But 2 cannot divide 25 cannot divide 2. So now, what are we going to do? What's common? You know, you go to 3. 3 cannot divide it. You go to 5. 5 cannot divide it. Oh, 7. 7. 7 in 14 is what? 2. So 7 in 7 is what? 3. So you know that this is where you stop. When you get to some, what can divide both 2 and 3? Nothing. So you stop here. So the highest common factor, the HCF, is what? 2 times 7, which is what? 14. So I'll give an assignment. I want you all to go back and reflect on what I have taught this morning. I want you all to go back and reflect on what I have taught this morning. So I'll be giving assignments. Even if I'm not saying that you're doing it, please, I want to make sure you guys do it. Please do it. So the first thing is assignment. The first question I'll give without thinking of assignment. Okay. Number 1. Write the following as a product of their prime factors. So we're finding the HCF of the following 24 and 40. So thank you all for listening to me in this class. Please subscribe to the channel so that we'll be able to have a live and interactive session. So bye. See you guys tomorrow.